Welcome back to BTS Means FF's disclaimer. 3 weeks later, only Wayne knows how she managed to leave from his office that day. He was more rude and egoistic than she knew him ever before. But what she could possibly expect from him anyways, and especially his audacity to do what he said to her. But later though said yes to offer. She don't want to, but she don't have any option. Her boss himself cleared it at first encounter. Moreover, she was getting paid twice to her original pay. So it was not a bad deal. Moreover, the workload wasn't that bad, and she was sure she will handle Jungkook by her ways if he again tried to bother her. Truly, Jungkook tried to get closer with Wen, to get her attention, and pursued her to get her to go out with him and just talk. But he always failed because Wen never paid attention to him and never stayed a single second more in his office other than work. Especially after what he did, she will never want to spend a single second around him except work. And as much as it hurts her, she couraged herself to face reality for betterment of her kid's future. It's been almost a month from the time you're working here. Won't you still think about what I said? When just glare him in his eyes, getting his answers, and maintain a professional face. We have a meeting in an hour, and you are coming with me. One face him in shock. Excuse me, why do I have to join you for some meeting? She grits out. Because my secretary is on leave, and as because you're my second official secretary, you need to be there in her place for this meeting with me. Moreover, it's about the collaboration of our company, so technically, I'm not telling you to do some extra work for me, and that's where your real job is, Gwen says, looking towards her wristwatch. I'm sorry, but I'm available for an hour only, boss. Went forwards the last words with gritted teeth, but he ignored her attitude and smirk. In satisfaction, that could be enough. Arrange a fake date for me, but it looks like a meeting. Oh, it's a date? No, it's not supposed to be looks like a date, but a meeting. What will you do when no one came for a meeting? I will manage. Just arrange everything for me. Flashback ends. 15 minutes passed, but no one was coming for meeting. God, she can't stay out for a long time, especially when her kids were home alone with just nanny. Mr. John, when are they coming? I don't have whole free day. She was getting anxious now, eyeing her watch from time to time. Relax, when they could be here in no time. Let's order something. What would you like to eat? But just stare him with so done look. I'm not here for party, she hissed in his eyes. They should be here in no time, so relax and calm your nerves. Please order something and eat. Wen didn't protest this time, probably agreeing with him. She was getting too anxious and then necessary. Food came after a few minutes and they started eating silently. Well, Wen was just pretending to eat. She was more like lost in her own thoughts. How have you been? He asked after a silence of a few minutes. What do you think? Wen didn't look up. Can we please talk what happened 8 years ago? When heart fastened in pace. She always wanted to confront him about that when she felt alone, when she struggled alone with everything. A heavy lump stuck in her throat with tears starting to fall while remembering all the memories. There's nothing to talk about. When please. Before he completed his sentence, when phone rang and her eyes slightly widened to see Nani's name on call. And she immediately dialed within the next second. Hello, what happened? Is everything alright? She bombarded with questions, but what she did next made her stuck in place, her breath hitch in throat and hands starts trembling slightly. Jingling noticed her facial features drew trembling hands when pushed her chair backwards, grabbing her purse. She take out some note and place them on table. Jingling raised a brow on her act. I'm sorry, Mr. John, I need to leave. Her voice trembles and then Jungkook also got up. What is that? He points towards note. She just put on table. Mumble. He clenched his jaw. Do you think I can't pay? He almost rolled, but one next word shut his mouth. I don't take charity, sir. Moreover, I'm capable to pay for my service. Now, if you excuse me, one bit of leaving right next instant, well, he just stuck there dumbfounded. She forced back tickets, putting phone on her ear again. Relax, Kate. Just take him to hospital. I'm coming there right away. She was about to stumble on her own steps, but someone hauled her in place. She looks up towards the person, and someone tears roll down her eyes before she hauled them. Thanks, she murmured, stepping herself away from Jungkook, and immediately turns to call a taxi. This was the first time when Jungkook witnessed her being vulnerable, and it breaks his heart. What happened? Are you okay? Is everything fine? He can guess easily something went wrong in home, and her condition was answer of the question he tried to hold her. Nothing, that can bother you, she mumbles while pushing herself away from him. When what happened? Jian, stop, she almost yells. I don't have energy to fight with you, so please keep your distance. Another sob left her mouth. She can't even explain the turmoil of emotions going in her system. His eyes soften. He had never seen her this vulnerable in ages in front of him. Maybe I can help you. I don't need your help. She looks around in search of taxi. I'm not a monster, and I promise I won't eat you. Moreover, there's no taxi here, so please let me drop you. When looks round, there was no chance of taxi. She had debate in her mind, but it was not matter of think her son needs her. Okay, we're here, he informed, and went immediately run outside, he says. But instead of leaving, he follows her inside her house. Mama, as soon as he saw his mother, he starts crying. One heart was etching, so see him injured, but she forced herself to not get weak and cry in front of him. I'm here, my love. She scoops him in her arms. We're going hospital. You will be fine. Let me carry him. He take Ariane from Moyen, making her slightly surprised. What happened to him? He asked softly, while Ariane was getting treated inside. He fell down while playing. Jungkook's doctor asked Moyen to come in room, so she went, leaving Anna alone with Jungkook. Jungkook stared at the girl, who was also staring him curiously. What's your name, little girl? He asked her politely, while ruffling her hairs. I'm Anna, and what's your name? She blinks. I'm Jungkook. She nods. And how old are you? I'm 7 years old. He nods again. There was another question lingering on tip of his Jungkook's tongue, but he didn't ask her that. Hey Jian, what's up, bro? What are you doing here? Jungkook looks up to see one of his old friends standing in front as he got up and greeted him. Max, good to see you too. Max looks towards the girl beside Jungkook's and then him. Your daughter, when did you marry? Oh, she's just like you, he called, bending down and benching Anna's cheeks. And she goes shy. No, she's not, he mumbles, but Alex cut his words in mid-sentence. Anyways, I shall take my leave. I'm with family. My wife must be waiting for me. Come to my house someday with your wife and kids. He tapped Jungkook's shoulder and left without listing him, leaving Jungkook dumbfounded, who looked towards Anna, who was already staring him with innocent eyes. He just started staring her aimlessly. Where is your father, princess? He finally asked the question, which was itching on his tongue. Anna's eyes saddened as she looked down sadly. Mom said he's in heaven. Jungkook's heart skipped a beat. We're done, let's go. Jungkook stared three of them as his eyes focused to Wyan, then Aryan, and then Awa. Mr. John went mumbles, taking him back from his trance. Yeah, let's go. He dropped them to their house, but he was lost in his own thoughts now. Thanks for today. I owe you. Don't mention that. That was nothing. But still, it was more than you can imagine. My childs are everything to me, Wyan smiles with realizing. It was midnight now. Jungkook left long ago after dropping them, and now all today events were roaming in Wen's mind. Oh my god, was I being too kind? But he loves me today. But don't forget, Wen, he's the same person who left you when you were pregnant, and the same person who didn't take responsibility of his actions, and especially his kids. She was having a debate with her own self, but the last thought broke her heart again. He broke her so deeply that even his good actions was looking like fake. Wine's eyes fighting with unshed tears as she took a deep breath to calm her nerves. One was in Jungkook's office to give him some file, but he was busy in some meetings, so had to stay for a while longer. One sighs, looking towards time. It's been more than half an hour. But as she takes her belongings to leave, his manly husky voice stops her on track. Miss Wan, a shiver ran down her on the intensity of his voice. She looks behind only to meet with his dark gaze. "We need to talk. Please come in my office," he gestured from before dismissing his fellow business partners and colleagues who were beside him. Gwen complied his command but followed. They have been sitting there for a while now. None of them speak a word. Where Gwen was staring him with puzzled expression, he was glaring her with dark, cold gaze. She has never seen him like this, and as much as his this side was, it was scary as well. A few minutes passed, and he broke the silence, leaning forward on his chair, his fingers collapsed on desk. "You have to tell me something," he demanded, and Wen raised a brow in confusion. "Excuse me? I think you're the one who told me to stray." He grits his teeth, anger radiating from him, intensified. Why you do that?" He yelled, destroying a few things with his hand. One let out a squeal of surprise, bending a little backwards. His actions were scaring her more now. "What the? You think you're doing, Jungkook? Do you lost some brain cells? Are you perhaps high?" She said, getting angry now. He chuckles on her words. "Stop playing Wan, for God's sake, stop," he yelled, and Wan got up from her seat, anger visible on her face, and with two strides was in front of him. Before he protected her next action, she across his cheeks, jerking his face to the side. "I'm so done with your actions and stupidity, Jungkook. You'll always remain the same." She turns to leave, but he stopped her. "As much as I'm controlling myself to not do something wrong, I'm expecting from you to behave," he hissed, grabbing her arms. One turns to look towards him. "What do you want from me?" "My answers." She raised a brow. "What answers?" "I will ask you a single thing. Tell me truth, please." His voice had a hint of vulnerability in it. "Is Ariane and Anna are my kids?" To be continued.